What is good, guys? Yugi here to bring you One Piece Chapter 912 review. And before we get into that, if you hear thunder or see lightning or hear the rain, I am sorry. It is currently thunderstorming outside right now. As I said in my Shokugeki review, which is already recorded, edited, and uploaded right now before I even record this video. So we kick it off and we get this really cool color spread with Luffy and the gang. Of course, we'll have it over one of my shoulders. I'll put the image up. But the beginning of this chapter, we get introduced to more of the Tengu and Luffy. I know I didn't do video on the last chapter or anything like that. I'm kind of doing it just when I really feel like I'm enjoying the chapter a lot. I've been enjoying Wano ever since it started, but last week I really enjoyed because they brought up Ace. And this week I really enjoyed because they brought up Ace. Ace is one of my favorite characters, actually. He's in the top two. Him and Law kind of bounce around. I actually just recently got a brand new Ace figure. It's the Strong World Cowboy Ace, I believe. But no more of that, and let's get into it. And Luffy asked him, was Portgas D Ace the Ace you were talking about? If so, Ace is dead. If straight face, that is the way Luffy brings it up. Ace is dead. And everybody freaks out, and the Tengu proceeds to tell Luffy that is not how you should say that. There's a time and a place for that, and there's a reason or a specific way you should say it. But we also get the introduction of the Tengu's name. It is Hitetsu of Mount Tengu. So clearly some relation to Kotetsu, if it's not just a Kotetsu hiding as Hitetsu. Because he, of course, wears the mask, and it also says later on that he cannot go into town for some unspecified reason. Of course, he's aligned with the Kozuki clan, apparently. Also, if he's Kotetsu and refuses to make swords for, like, the Shogun, then he is probably, like, wanted. Basically, they proceed to explain what Ace was doing there then. Basically, Ace was shipwrecked, and they were going through a really hard time, and they didn't have any food, and they stole all the food from Ace, but they got loose very easily, and they thought that Ace and them were going to, like, kill them and stuff for revenge, but Ace just basically says, yo, where can I get you some dessert? Because Ace knew they were suffering, and that's just the kind of guy Ace was. Also, before that, we find out that X-Drake, just over a year ago, attacked them and killed all 5 samurai that were protecting their thing, and we find out that he is a headliner much like Hawkins. He is not a calamity, so that was kind of squashed, that X-Drake is not one of the calamities, that he is probably lower tier than Luffy. He's not like a high tier like Katakuri was. We also get to see Luffy's new design, and he's in a very cool kimono that looks like it has sun patterns all over it, kind of similar to Jinbei's, except it's circles and not spikes. He also has the thing on his head, the top knot. It's very cool. Luffy also proceeds to grab a sword, and we find that is Nidai Kotetsu. That is the second grade Kotetsu, the one that will be on the same rank as the Wado Ichimonji and the Shusui. Yeah, there we go, Shusui rank. I can't remember what exactly. I think that is Saijo Owazumono is the great one, and Owazumono is what they are. I think I'm a little rusty on my sword grades, but he basically freaks out, says that it's cursed, you better bring it back, I don't want to touch it, stuff like that. He goes running out, and the big dog from mythology runs up. They get on it, and it is basically taking them where they need to go, and Tama is still freaking out, hitting Luffy, and explaining that basically, Tama got more attached to her, Ace and the Spade Pirates, more than anybody else over the few weeks that they were there, and that's why she wanted to go with it. Ace promised that he would come back when she was a fetching kunoichi or something like that, that he'd come back and she'd join his pirate crew, which is very, very sad. It kind of almost teared up a little bit, but then they immediately run out and see a tiger chasing a boar and a big, weird alligator thing chasing the tiger. Then over in the distance, they see a battle going down, and they rush towards it, and they find out that it is none other than Roronoa Zoro fighting against Hawkins and his allies. Sorry, guys. Also, Zoro freaks out, says, Luffy, you made it! And we get to see Zoro in his full outfit this time, carrying a sack, his 3 swords, and a big old bottle of booze, because of course it's Zoro. And as they chit-chat and talk about, oh yeah, we need food and stuff like that, and Hawkins, that's when he is introduced this chapter. We get to see him riding on this weird, like, demon-looking deer, maybe a moose or something, and Zoro and Luffy square up. Luffy actually reaches for the kotetsu, so if we find out that Luffy can actually use swords now, I will be really happy, because I've always wanted Luffy to be able to like use a sword, be kind of like Shanks. Even Roger used a cutlass, and if Luffy just keeps it sheathed most of the time, but has the possibility to use a sword, that would be really, really cool. And if Luffy ends up keeping the kotetsu and Zoro gets one, maybe